Hey guys, Gus Mitchell here. I want to talk about record keeping with your queens and your hives in general. Record keeping is something that I have to work on. I try, I do put forth the effort. I keep notebooks, I use cow tags, I use duct tape on the lids. Um, I take a lot of photos. I try to record and keep track of data within my apiary, um, primarily because I consider myself to be a queen breeder and I'm constantly trying to improve my stock. To do that, I need to know who the best is. I need to be able to look at a colony and know for a fact that that's the one that I remember being an all-star, a superstar throughout the season. Oftentimes we'll have these hives and maybe we'll mark them with a brick or a stick or something. We think that they were super good for some reason. Um, but when the supers get pulled off and we're out there and we're looking at them and side by side, some of them are the same strength. Maybe you get confused. The cow tags are good. They're a little expensive. They tend to fade. I say a little expensive. They're quite a bit expensive, honestly. Duct tape is great. I can write all kinds of stuff, but it fades and the bees tear it up. It's not ideal. I really like what Ian Steppler had done with the plastic cards that he mounts on the front of his uh, colonies, but I didn't like. I can't say I didn't like. That's not fair. The information that he had selected to be printed on his cards was not as applicable to me the way I wanted to set things up. But it was very inspiring. So if Ian's ever watches this, I appreciate that inspiration, Ian. Uh, and I do give him credit for the idea of me moving forward with this project. So, inspired by Ian Steppler's cards, I wanted to move forward with maybe a PVC business card. So I designed and had printed what I thought would be the way to go. So I printed off a bunch. I've sent them off to my buddy Zach in Hawaii. I've sent some to another buddy Larry a little bit further south in Mississippi. I don't care to send some to some other guys as long as you have quite a few colonies that you can try them out on, because that's the point, is to see how they're going to weather and how easy they are for you to ride on and what you would like to change or if you think anything needs change. But so this is what I came up with. So the card is two-sided, and on the front of the card we have our queen number, the yard, then the queen line, the queen's age, mated at, so maybe she got mated at a different yard with different drone sources you had set up. That's where you can record that information. And then queen source, of course. It could be self, it could be Smith, it could be Coy, Mitchell, Heinzelman, Reynolds, Palmer, whatever, Then down here we go to mite wash. It's mite wash 1, mite wash 2. This is where you're going to record your count. Then we have frame count 1 and frame count 2. So this is for spring and fall respectively. Honey production. So you can record whatever you would like. For me, I'll show you some examples here in a second. RX history is your treatment history. This could be terramycin. This could be your mite treatments. This could be whatever you consider a treatment or a medication to the colony. Other is for whatever you think is important, that you deem as important, that is not right here. Now, to this side, you will add an X or a mark of some sort. This is somewhat of a grading system. So this is for mite resistance. If you are seeing that these bees are showing some mechanisms of resistance for varroa mites, you will put your X here. Productivity, not just honey production, but are they working cold? Are they getting out early? Are they industrious, productive bees? Temperament, build up, and swarm impulse. If they've swarmed, then you're probably not going to put anything there. If they have not swarmed that in season and they have not shown strong inclination to swarm, that's a check. They were slow to build up, you're not going to check. Their temperament is good, you'll check. Their production is good, you'll check. Or X, well, however you want to indicate on this. Now, this is the first side of the card. With this information, and then with this, if you decide that this is a breeder queen candidate, you will flip the card. Now you'll get into more detail. On this side of the card, you have your queen line again, the color. Now color is not important to everyone, but it is to some. So we have black, yellow, tan, striped, Cordovan. Then you have your year. Now, I did include a scoring system that I'm going to come back to and talk on. You may caught something there, but I'll come back to that. Your temperament from calm to hot, mite resistance, honey production, early and late, build up, early and late, and then any notes that you may have. So these are each have 5. So once you have scored these throughout the later part, you will add up your scoring with a 35 maximum score. You'll record that score here, and from that you will select your breeder queens. Now, I put a lot of thought into these cards, and I tried not to make mistakes. But on this batch, I did make a mistake. The mistake I made was on the temperament, calm to hot, I should have put calm at the higher end of the spectrum at 5 and hot at the lower end so that the scoring would be correct, which I can remember and change myself, and I've advised the people I sent cards to about this error as well. On the next printing, I will change this so that hot and calm are reversed, and it's more simpler to just add up your score that way and not having to remember to reverse it. So these are PVC. I think it was PVC. They're plastic at any rate. Pretty decent thickness. Now, here is an example of a card. So this was queen number 5. The form, we call it flower. Queen line, we'll call it MM. It's a 21 queen. She's made by myself. She was mated at the flower farm. Mite wash 1 was not recorded. Mite wash 2 was a 0. Frame count early was 8. And frame count late was an 8. She made 4 medium supers of honey and was treated for varroa mites on 10/22. She showed good mite resistance, good productivity. Her temperament must have been so-so because I did not mark it. Buildup was good, and swarm impulse was good. So we flip it over. Queen line, MM-F for the bee yard. She's a yellow queen. from 21. Temperament scored about mid-range. Mite resistance was great. Honey production was great. Build up, excellent. Notes that she was a breeder queen for 2022. I grafted off this queen. This was one of my graft picks this year. And she scored a 28. So this is the system I've come up with. I'm going to give it a good trial this year. So that was the card. Used the Sharpie so far. I don't have these on hives yet. I will be. I'm going to order a garden marking pen to see if that will be less likely to fade out on me. My thoughts for attachment are push pins, possibly a staple gun, and even potentially a hole punch and a screw, as my buddy Larry suggested he may do, is attached with a screw. I think that these are going to keep me really organized. They give me all the information I need, and they're going to help me grade. So if most of the hives that I'm looking at that get my attention are getting this card and they're on the front, then I'm probably not going to record that further. But when this card gets flipped over and it's a true candidate, then this information can be either pulled that year and moved to a notebook, or you just transferred over and you could add a card. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do that, but the information will be there, and I won't be guessing. Is this the colony, or is this? I think this is a good colony. I'll know from the data that I've recorded that was the best that I have. So I ordered a bunch of these because I had to get them cheap. I'm going to try to use up a bunch. They're not that expensive, especially in comparison to the cow tags. So I'm pretty happy with what I have on these so far. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I let a mistake go through to printing, but what can I do now? But yeah, I'm hoping that this will make me a better beekeeper next year. So I hope you got something out of it, and thank you for watching.